What's up? Back at Speed Shark Garage with the BMW, and we're about to tear everything down to what they call shaving the engine bay. So I'm sitting where the engine's supposed to be going, and we're going to be getting the front subframe out and the transmission out today because we got to finish cleaning up this engine bay and making it look somewhat pretty. It's not going to be a perfect show car, but I'm going to be going through, filling all the little holes that people have ran self-tappers through, and actually just going to cut off all the original bracketry because we're going to be running new clamps and kind of a different style. Plus, it was an AC car, so there's AC holes. There's holes everywhere. I want to fill them and then paint it black. All right, we're going to pull the subframe from the bottom, drop it. So just going to pull out the bolts that hold it. I think there's 6. And lower that subframe down and out of the way so we can get the transmission out easier, the exhaust out, the rest of the exhaust, and that'll do it. How's that going?
It's not going good. Every wrench but the one I need. Actually, sorry. You don't care if they're a little stripped, right?
No, that's fine. They're just brand new.
It's just steering.
Yeah. It's all messed up. We're going to try to get the wheels back on the rollers.
Okay.
So we could just roll them. So it's still transportable. Portationable. Oh, there it goes. It's because of all that fresh paint, most likely.
Yeah.
So now, just keep holding that shut.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, cool. The steering popped out. I'm just going to keep bringing it down.
Yeah.
See?
Easy.
Easy. Just
The
not
wheels
high, just not high enough?
Yeah.
All right, scoot it back.
Okay.
Just kind of like that.
Can you roll it? Oh, no, because the thing is...
You know what we should do?
What?
Just take it off of the rollers because the wheels will still roll. It just won't. It was just easier, you know, because now that'll drop the wheel 3-4 inches.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
because it's just barely.
Yeah,
if you think it'll roll, is this light enough to where I can pick it up and you can scooch it out, or you can get it out with your foot?
Yeah. Now. Yeah. I'm gonna lift the wheel if you want to shove that back under it.
Yeah.
Okay. The strut?
Yeah.
There we go.
Whew.
Just like that.
Easy peasy.
And then just let them.
That's the camber it should be.
Right?
Full stance.
As you saw, that it's pretty simple to pull out these subframes. Like I said, there's 6 bolts, and then these little sleeves. So we got it just resting on the wheel chalk thingies. I also got, so you see this has all been repainted. It's just dusty. So it'll be ready to go back in with all new stuff, new springs, everything. But we need it out of the way to clean the rest up. So we're going to get that transmission out now and push this off to the side. All right, so up underneath BMW, this is the exhaust that we got to get off of the transmission. But you could see the previous people, there's an exhaust hanger welded to the subframe that goes to here. There's no way this is coming off unless I cut this bracket off. That's just a terrible, terrible thing to do. I mean, if we go back and look at the rest of the exhaust, it's not the greatest either. There's about 4 or 5 flanges welded together to come up with a nasty Y to that electric cutout, and it also made it to the stock. Oh, this is bad. There's an exhaust leak there. Anyways, that's all going to get fixed. Fun. Lift up on that as hard as you can. Yep.
Ah! If I can get to the other side. Oh, it's on that thing.
Do this. Okay, that should be good. Still in my eye. All right, we got the transmission out. Didn't put up too big of a fight. And honestly, this transmission isn't bad. And I do believe from the last time I drove it, which was years ago, the second gear synchro is going out. I have new synchros, actually all of them, to replace it. It's something that if we get to it, we will. But if not, then we're going to put it back in because we're getting this ready for the trip to go to Arkansas because there is the longest running BMW meet in America called BMW O2 Fest. They put it on in Eureka Springs, Arkansas every year, except for I think 2020, which we all know is a shit year. But so they're doing it again this year. Last year was the 15th anniversary or more. It's been going on for quite some time. So I'm excited because I haven't been since 2013. And so it'll be 10 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 10-year
10-year reunion.
Wait, no, that doesn't add up. Obviously, we got everything out. We're pulling the non-essential stuff out now. And one of them being this heat shield. This is original to the car. And I've known a lot of these to cause rusting and stuff and issues because it'll sit up against the body right here and hold water or moisture and it starts to rust this out. Luckily, this car, it didn't. There is just a little probably surface rust in here and right there, but I was a little worried pulling this off that it wasn't going to be a solid underneath, but it is. But this is not going to go back on. We're going to toss this and probably just throw some heat reflective Dynamat tape, whatever, yeah. Dynamat. What's up? We're here in the engine bay again. Like I said, we're going to be stripping it down. So we're going to start on the one side panel. Just kind of a practice, I think. We're going to do almost everything except paint it. We're going to fill these holes where the AC was. I actually realized we're going to pop these rivets off so I don't ruin the VIN nut plate and everything. I don't want to sand off or do anything. So I'm going to probably drill those out later just so we can get it off. Don't want to ruin it. And probably weld up some of the stuff. I'll show you. Let me see this. Yeah. So down here, I actually just saw where there's some damage. We're probably going to just weld some of that up in there because this is actually welded. But stitch weld that, get this fixed, come in here, pop a couple welds just to make sure everything is solid in the front and everything like that. Just where there's no beads, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they do. They stitch weld some of the pinched weld parts. We're going to stitch weld.
Yeah, kind of like with the Baja. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just anywhere I think that would look like it might need a little extra strength.
Yeah.
And rigidity. So awesome. Yeah. So we'll get the cutter wheel first and cut off the brackets, and then we'll get the grinding wheel and go from there. Cool. So we got most of the brackets cut off. There's a couple back here that I don't trust myself with the wiring. I don't feel like cutting into any wires right now. So we'll leave those. Most of the bracketry is already cut off. Now we're going to get the grinding wheel and smooth out a lot of it. And cool. All right. So we got the grinding wheel now, and we're going to smooth out all these things. Not that I'm sponsored, but for people that go to Harbor Freight, I have the Hercules brand disc that they say lasts longer
than your average
one. Yeah, and so I've had it on. This is just a little tidbit. I've had it on for a while now, and it's actually been holding up a lot better than the really cheap ones.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep testing it to see if it's worth the extra money to buy this than their really cheap bot discs. So we're going to be using that one and seeing how long this lasts before I need to change it out. So what we have here is the VIN plate, and Daniel's going to go ahead and drill out these rivets. Basically what we're doing is we have a smaller drill bit, so it's just going to drill off the head of the rivet. And luckily these ones probably have been redone, and they have the little holes so you can have your, we're going to throw a little cutting fluid just to be safe. Right there. Right there. That's it. Oh, I got the right size too. There you go. And right there you can see, oh, that's a good one, that the rivet is still slightly there, but the head is off.
Gotcha.
But there you go. So that's how you take off. Super easy.
Just do this in the trash, right?
Yeah, no, we don't need that. A standard nail here. I couldn't tell you much about it, but it's a nail. What we did is we cleaned out this hole, and there's a couple different ways this could go about. You could go through here and tack weld that, but now you have the nail sticking out and have to go cut it. The other way, maybe like this, but the way we're going to do it is I'm going to go from the back side of the hole, essentially. So I'm sticking it up through here. Okay, where can I see it? So we come through there, and now with that there, I'm just going to fill it in, and the back side of the nail is going to keep that close, fill it in, and then grind off, cut off the rest of the nail, and then just grind it smooth. So we're going to see how that goes. There's a little bit of undercoating on the back side of this, so it might smell, but this should work.
All right, not bad.
It's like it wasn't even there. Done.
Done.
Cooling down now. All right, so there's some tricks for when you're shaving your engine bay and you have all those extra holes that someone has put or you put or threw a self-tapper through. And as you saw, we just used some of those nails. These are probably like galvanized. I don't know. But it does weld decently. Like I said, it's not the prettiest. The best would be patches, but this is a great alternative. It's cheap, and it fills those holes, those big ones for me. The little ones, I just went through and tacked them clean and finished them off, ground them down a little bit. Also, while doing it, I made sure to add a little welds around that hole because that starts thinning it out. When you're grinding it down constantly, you're thinning out that metal slowly. So I always put a little bit more metal around the hole so I add the material back that I ground down. And so that's about it for this this side. It's just this one panel. We're going to finish up. I'm going to go down there and seam weld some of this. We're moving on now to cleaning up some of the paint, get some of that surface rust off. We got the holes filled. Now I got a little die grinder with the like a 3M plastic attachment with a couple different grades. I think this is the medium grade stiffness, coarseness, whatever. But yeah, it'll take the paint off, but not down the metal. And we're gonna have to get that sticker off. And it's not. I'm not gonna strip, like I said, not gonna strip all the paint off, but we are. Yeah, we are just getting off all the high spots and the weird bumps. So like you can come in here. And it smooths it out, but we're not gonna be stripping it completely because then we'll come in with some sandpaper and just sand everything, rough it up so paint will stick.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm bringing in, we've been kind of working away on getting these filled, and we've kind of run into a few hiccups. So in cleaning up this area, what's going on with that, Mike?
Well, the firewall here, which from this side doesn't look bad. There was some surface rust up here we took off, and in here, but you start to see these little holes. And on the other side, it's all rusted and about to come through.
Here, let's show them. I'm gonna here, hold the camera. I'm gonna shine the light on the inside.
There they are. So those are going to need to be fixed, unfortunately. And the plan is to drill out some of these pinch welds along the top here, come down, cut, get the pinch welds, and actually we're probably going to come down about that far, and then this whole piece, and then come up to there and replace this whole thing, put the new line hole for the fuel line in. But that's going to be kind of a big, somewhat of a setback. There you go.
Yeah, we were hoping to get this, like, the whole bay shaved and painted in one episode. I think that's not going to happen. But for now,
we ran into more rust than we thought we would. And also, no surprise if this was rusted. How about Daniel shows you the main issue over here?
Yeah,
inside the car.
I'll take you in on the passenger side here. Unfortunately, when you open a can of worms, right? So then holes. You can't see it, but on the other side here, there's holes. So it looks like maybe the heater was leaking up in here, and it just kind of went in on both sides of the tunnel. So that'll be coming to you. We're figuring out right now if we're just going to make a pan or order one. Obviously, time and cost will factor in which way we go with that. But I do think that, like most things like this, an easy job is never easy.
Oh, we're going to be living in this engine bay for a while.
Yeah. Shaving your engine bay will take longer than you think.
Yeah, if you want to fill every hole.
If you want to do it right.
Yes.
Yeah.